Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of the 411. I'm going to jump right into the action this week and not waste any time. Our Assistant Director of Instructional Technology, Eric Folks, is back to share some tips and tricks and things we really got to keep an eye on ending the year in Schoology. Just a couple weeks left, want to end strong. And then also one of our Area Directors of Academics, Miss Marianne Maxwell, is going to preview and show you what a couple of the report views look like within Performance Matters. I think you're really going to like what you're going to see. And right after that, we're also going to share some dates and times for this summer when you can sign up for some Performance Matters training. And remember, too, we're going to show you how you can log in. And there's workbooks and things we're going to share. We're going to be able to learn right along the way with Performance Matters. So I think you're going to enjoy it. So without any further ado, then, I'm going to kick it over to Eric Folks, and he's going to go first this week. So Eric, take it away.
Greetings all. Welcome to week 3 of the 411. This week for Schoology, we're focusing on preparing our Schoology Gradebook for the end-of-year wrap-up process. You're almost there. Before we jump in, just a reminder that Schoology provides good documentation that can be found in their support section by searching End-of-Year Guide for Instructors. This case-sensitive URL will also take you straight to the article. Review your grade setup for each course section. This includes the categories section and weighting, which should already be configured to match eSchool Plus, the grading periods and final weights. If you followed the guidance we shared in week 1 of the 411, you should only see the grading periods here and no midterms or final exams. Final grade settings, which most have set to numeric to reflect a percentage grade, and your visibility settings, which you hopefully already have configured to hide overall grade and grading periods, as eSchool is our ultimate system of record and where we want students and parents to go for final grades. Check all materials and assignments in the bulk edit view to verify item settings. Sync to SIS, the correct marking period, due dates that fall within the marking period and on designated school days, not holidays, a published state so students see the assignment and it counts towards their final grade, and categories that match eSchool and are configured in eSchool Plus app are all required for any assignment to successfully sync to eSchool Plus. If you don't want them to sync to TAC, simply uncheck Sync to SIS. The easiest way to check these is through the bulk edit section of the gradebook. Important note: Grade Sync will only work as long as these things are in place and as long as eSchool is still accepting grades, be they entered manually or synced from Schoology. Campus registrars and/or administrators will be communicating out when grades are due once that determination has been made. Question: what if I want to add an additional grade for a participation grade, dress-out grades, grades from places other than Schoology? Answer: add a grade column in your Schoology Gradebook and manually enter those grades. Be sure it's set up correctly to sync to SIS if that's what you're looking for. Lastly, once grades are finalized in Schoology and TAC, a best practice is to export your grades from both systems. In Schoology, this is done from the same 3-dot drop-down menu we use to get to bulk edit. In eSchool, this is typically done from within the class gradebook using the Actions Reports drop-down and the Printable Gradebook option, though campus registrars or admins may require other reports as part of the end-of-year checkout process. The big takeaways are this: review your grade setup for each course section. Check all materials and assignments in the bulk edit view to verify their settings. Uncheck Sync to SIS for those you don't want to sync to SIS. This will improve overall grade sync time for all teachers in the district, not just you, and reduce errors. If you synced grades at the end of the last marking period, you know to anticipate grade sync delays or long sync times. While we've talked Schoology into enabling a few things on the back end that should help, the best way to avoid these problems is by entering and syncing grades that you can as early as possible. Other tips for grade sync: consider syncing assignments individually, walk away from your computer if you have conference, or sync before or after school. The recommendation is to use and wait for the grade sync from Schoology to TAC. If you can't wait for the sync, grades can be manually added in TAC. As long as the grades in TAC and Schoology match, it should not create a problem. However, manually entered grades in TAC typically are not overwritten by new grades entered and synced from Schoology. Once entered manually in TAC, the grade will likely need to be maintained and updated in TAC manually going forward. Remember, TAC is ultimately our system of record. Thank you so much for all you do for our students, and we'll see you next week for our last episode of the 411, where we'll discuss some lessons learned from this year and some new opportunities and possibilities available to us next year through Schoology and our one-to-one.
Hi there. This is a quick video from Teaching and Learning to show you how some of the reports can work in Performance Matters, which is our new data system that will be taking the place of Aware and Eduphoria. So we're going to go into ClassLink and click on the Performance Matters icon. I already have mine pulled up, so I'm just going to click on the tab, which takes us to the first page in My Dashboard. So we're going to go up here to Reports and look at Baseball Card Report, which is a very easy to use, easy to build report that you can adjust to fit your needs. So we'll click on Star Results, Math, and then look at the 18-19 results, since that's where we have the most of our data. The Algebra 1 ELC, and we'll click on May, and then look at the score here, which was just going to give us the overall score. And so you'll notice that this is still for all of the students in our district. Everyone's view will be a little bit different here. So we want to add a filter. I'm going to click on School of Enrollment. So then just click on this high school and then apply. What we can do here is sort this report so that we can either look at the lowest scores on top or sort Z to A. So look at the highest scores on top. I'm going to sort again A to Z. And our team will be looking at some data later. And so we want to look at how the students have been doing on the individual strands. And so I'm just going to click on these as we go. And you can see it building out on the right as I click on them. And I'll make this a little bit smaller so you can see all of those. And as I scroll down through the report and the scores increase, I can take a look at overall again still, and then get a better idea of which of the categories the students are being successful and which ones will still need a little bit of work. And so what I'm ready to do now is download this report into an Excel spreadsheet, or I can share this report. Performance Matters will create this URL for you. So I'm going to go ahead and copy it and then click on the PLC data meeting Google Doc that we're going to be looking at later today. And what our team can do now is they can click right on this URL, and it will take them straight into Performance Matters and the exact same report and view that we just built. So then now we're ready to go. Everyone's looking at the same data, and we can have the same discussions. So that was a quick look at baseball card reports. You can do it with multiple types of data that we have loaded into the system. We hope that it was helpful and that you find this report useful.
As Ryan mentioned, we wanted to share some Performance Matters summer learning opportunities with you. This summer, both asynchronous and synchronous sessions will be offered so we can continue to learn more about Performance Matters. Performance Matters Item Creation is an asynchronous course in Schoology, which is available on the Summer Camp course catalog. This course will introduce staff to assessment creation and assessment item types and is available all summer long. You can visit the Summer Camp course catalog or click the link in the video description to register for this course. We encourage you to also consider signing up for our Performance Matters Micro PD sessions, which provide live support on item creation. These sessions will break down the learning into 30-minute focused learning sessions that aim to model an item creation type or assessment creation, and then provide support while you try it yourself. We invite you to register for the asynchronous training, and we'll share the dates, times, and registration links for the synchronous sessions with you next week. Thanks again for joining us for the 411.